Attack on Titan Season 2, Episode 35, Children. So as of right now, confusion is just at an all-time high in Attack on Titan. I legit have no clue what is going on in this series. I really don't. This episode alone has asked so many more questions that have no answer. No answer even in sight. I don't even know where to begin. What's going on, party people? Fumincho here, back at it once again with another Attack on Titan Season 2 review. And again, I am just completely lost. I thought that we might be getting answers soon, but we're just getting more questions. Although there is some answers in this episode for sure, but there's some things that they show in this episode that just don't even make any kind of sense at all. First things first, we get a little bit of a glimpse of Ymir's past as a child, and I guess she was like living on the streets, or I don't even know where she is. I have no idea if that's outside of the walls themselves. I don't really know. She's just a child, and these people bring her in, take her in, and leave these other kids behind. They take her in and call her, I don't even know, someone that has the king's blood inside of her. I don't know who the king is. I don't know what significance that has to the world around them. I don't know what this group is. It's some kind of cult-looking group. I don't really know. They're bowing down to her. They're treating her like royalty. And then all of these guards swarm in. Like, they just storm into this building and capture them all. And they put them up against a wall and stab them in the back and push them off of the wall. And each of them go into a Titan form. So here's some... God, I don't even know where to begin. First things first, where is this set? What time is this? Because I remember, I believe it's significant, a significant amount of time. I believe it's actually 60 years, because that's what Ymir was saying. She said that she was roaming around as a Titan for 60 years. So I'm guessing that that was 60 years ago. So when you're in this Titan form, I didn't even think that you could stay as a Titan that long, but I guess, yeah, technically you can. So... She was in this Titan form for 60 years, and I guess you don't age in the Titan form. I guess it's just your appearance doesn't change. You're still the same person. Or maybe you age like a lot slower. I don't really know. She buries herself or just falls asleep into this slumber and buries herself, and then she awakens and then kills one of Reiner and Bertolt's cadets, like comrades or whatever, or a friend or something. She kills them. But at the time, Reiner and Bertolt are both like 5 years old. They look like young children. So there's still that time difference as well. So it's probably about 70 to 75 years, maybe even 80 years back when she was just a child. And I don't know what's happening. What is this authority, this police force? How do they know? They know that they're Titans. They know that all of these people are Titans. Is this the hometown that has been spoken of for so long? Is this the place that Bertolt and Reiner are trying to get to? I don't know what is happening anymore. I really don't. And I'm excited because of the mystery. I really am. I like this. I like not knowing. I like being in the dark. Although, at times, this series does bombard you with so many questions. This episode, it did it in a way where they didn't treat you stupid. It wasn't like... I don't know, it wasn't like dangling something in front of your face, like, aha, there's something over here, you're not going to find out until season 3, blah, blah, blah. Like, it wasn't really like that. It was just more like, here's some stuff, you don't know what's going on, but there's a story that needs to be told, so we're going to do what needs to be done to get that story told. And I like that. I like that they didn't have to explain, this is 60 years ago, this is the hometown. They didn't have to, like, go into details or anything. They just jump into a story. And one of my favorite parts about this episode, visually, was when Ymir was like in this desert or something, this weird, like, it looked like the Sahara Desert, and it was nighttime, and she was like, she wasn't wearing any clothes. Like, I guess this was after she became a human, like, after so long. I guess her clothes just disappeared or something, or she just, like, it just didn't work or didn't fit her anymore, and she's just in this desert, and the moonlight's on her, and it's a beautifully animated scene, but where the hell is that? What is that place? And she speaks of freedom and how this is what freedom really feels like, and how she feels laughter because of how everything just worked out in the end. But then she's back inside the walls again, or at least I'm assuming she's back inside the walls, or assuming that that was outside of the walls. So Again, there's just no answers in sight. But again, that doesn't really bother me. Anyway, that was just some of the questions I had just during that flashback scene. Meanwhile, while all that's going on, we have Erwin and Mikasa, and of course Armin going out, Connie and the rest, and Krista going after them. The scouts are all headed their way. They enter the forest. Things are getting tense, and so Bertolt mentions, or I think Reiner mentions, that they need Krista for some reason. They need Krista because of her ties with the church, how she was born into the church. And I don't know if that has something to do with what was going on when Ymir was a child, if that is the same church, if that's the same thing. That would explain why, I can't even remember his name, Pastor Nick. That would explain why Pastor Nick would know of these things because of his church's past and what they were doing at the time before any of these characters were alive. I guess the secrets just stayed held in the church. And I guess that makes sense. Maybe they need Krista for some reason to unlock some past or find some knowledge about something that they don't know. But of course, Ymir needs Krista. Like, Ymir feels closest to Krista because she also lived a lie. She hid herself away from her true identity as being a part of the church. And it's just really, really interesting. But during this conversation between Bertolt and Reiner, this is just them personally, they're talking like, what do we do? We got to get out of here. And then Reiner mentions that if Eren Yeager, I'm sorry, I'm struggling. Like, again, my brain is just so fuzzy. I just finished the episode. If Eren Yeager isn't one of the coordinates, or doesn't know the coordinates or something, if Eren Yeager isn't as important as a person as we need him or want him to be, Krista is going to come into handy. That's a paraphrase there, but I don't know what that means. Again, questions. So many questions. Just question marks all around my head right now. I just don't even know. Let's actually talk about the episode now. This episode was great. Brilliant episode. I mean, the flashback scene itself was beautiful. I love how it was animated and how it had the voice acting in this episode. My God, it was so good. And Ymir as a character is just... she's becoming a really, really good character, and I don't really know where she lies in her alliance with the Warriors. And that's another thing. Now they're calling themselves the Warriors. The people that can turn into Titans. Apparently, I guess they're Warriors. That's what they're calling themselves. So I'm going to call them that. Sounds kind of cool. Yeah. So I don't know if she's has ties with the Warriors, or if she's with the cadets, if she still feels sympathy or feels any kind of connection to Connie or Armin or any of the other cadets. I don't really know. But she goes into Titan form. Erwin, Armin, and Mikasa, they all enter the forest, and they see her standing there, and she's just looking for Krista. She just snatches Krista in her mouth and then takes off into the trees and then out of the forest. And then we see, oh my God, every single time somebody transforms into a Titan, I just get this feeling in my stomach. It's just such an epic moment. It really is. It reminds me, I think I've mentioned this before, it reminds me of a mech series. And I know it's a weird comparison, but it reminds me of a mech series or even Super Sentai or something. Again, I know this is a weird comparison, but it just reminds me of these epic moments when characters would transform into these giant robots or something. And that's what I feel when Reiner and when any of the characters go into their Titan form. It reminds me of an old mech series when they would transform into these big gargantuan warriors. And it's pretty much the same thing here. They just are made of flesh and are kind of gross looking. But yeah, Reiner goes Titan. They take off. They have Eren, Bertolt's on his back, and then Ymir comes in, lands on Reiner's back, and they're just taking off into the sunset. I don't know where they're going. I guess they're going to this hometown that they keep speaking of. But Erwin and the rest of the squad are not giving up. They are charging forward. In the beginning, we see Mikasa and Armin. They just stop at the edge of the forest and are like, oh, they're getting away. But Erwin is very, very dedicated to his mission on rescuing Eren. I'm sorry, it's just there's so many names and there's so many things going on. I have to think a little bit before I speak, because I don't want to get anything wrong. There's so many things going on right now in this series. This is the conclusion. There's only, I believe, 3 episodes left now. 3 or 2 episodes left. I can't do the math right now. I think there's 3 episodes left. So whatever is happening right now is the concluding arc to this story. I don't know if we're going to get Eren back into the cadets by the end of the season or at all. I have no clue. But I'm enjoying this show. I really am. I am enjoying this series. Oh my god, I didn't even get to talk about the OST. The OST in this episode was probably some of the best I've heard in this series. The animation, when they were going through the forest with their ODM gear, just looked absolutely beautiful. Oh my god, and when Ymir awakened from the ground and she was like lifting up, that was extremely epic as well. Oh my goodness, just such a great episode. I absolutely love how this season is playing off. It has been a little bit slow ever since the fight between Reiner and Eren, but it's definitely picking up again. I think that the next 3 episodes are going to be very action heavy. So yes, all in all, I think I'd give this episode a 9 out of 10. Just fantastic. Comment down below and let me know what you think of this episode of Attack on Titan, and let me know how you think this series is going to end. Just give me your wildest predictions in the comments below. Oh, and another thing to mention is I'm starting to think that Ymir, I don't know. Like at first when they were talking, I was thinking, was Ymir originally a Titan and then she went into a human form? Can that happen? And then the beginning of this episode, I'm missing so many things. And then the beginning of this episode, we see the squad that went off into Connie's hometown to investigate, and they finally make the comparison that that Titan on Connie's house is Connie's mom, because they find the picture, like a portrait of the family, and they look like, yeah, that's Connie's mom, bro. Like, that's absolutely Connie's mom. And I don't really know what that connection means. As soon as this information gets to Hanji, man, things are gonna get real weird for this series. Like, there's weird stuff going on. Humans are becoming Titans. Ymir has ties to the church somehow, or Krista, like, blah. Anyway, comment down below. Give me your thoughts and predictions down there for me. I'd love to read through them and talk with you guys. Hit that like button if you enjoyed anything that I had to talk about today, and please be sure to subscribe for more Attack on Titan Season 2 reviews. Of course, My Hero Academia reviews as well, and gaming stuff, E3 stuff, and everything in between. Again, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.